If Orlando, Florida is the theme park mecca of the world, then one of its crown jewels has to be Universal Studios. Opened in 1990 and modeled after its sister theme park in Los Angeles, thousands of visitors migrate here every day to live out their Hollywood fantasy.
Universal Studios Florida, and for that matter, Universal Studios Hollywood, it's based on movies and television product. And the basis of the thinking is that we want to put you, as our guest, into your favorite scene from your favorite movie.
In the race for the greatest white-knuckle ride of all time, Universal upped the ante and literally spent $1 billion. The result? A state-of-the-art theme park like no other. Islands of Adventure opened in 1999. It's right next door to Universal Studios, and together they make up Universal Orlando.
Great day!
The two parks share a secret, a hidden world visitors never get to see, where trade secrets are carefully guarded and cameras are strictly off limits. Until now. First stop, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, an audio-visual extravaganza that is the only ride of its kind in the world. It is the first to combine moving vehicles, special effects, and 3D film. The concept was simple. The execution was not. Guests are literally inserted into a Spider-Man cartoon, feeling and experiencing every move in 3D. The Spider-Man project was top secret. Behind the scenes, it took designers more than 5 years and millions of dollars to create the ride.
In this attraction, we adventure.
Spider-Man jumps on your car and stuff, and there's these guys that almost electrocute you.
Although the ride takes place in total darkness, we went backstage with the ride's producer and director who turned on the lights to reveal this secret world. Visitors experience Spider-Man in a state-of-the-art vehicle that hurls them through this comic book adventure.
The Scoop vehicle is a very sophisticated, complex piece of technology. There's 3 computers on board each Scoop vehicle, in addition to a digital audio system, multiple means of this vehicle communicating with other vehicles and with the main control system. It communicates electronically through the track. It also communicates via a radio frequency link that each vehicle has. Each vehicle has a custom-made 16-channel digital audio system that feeds 24 speakers inside the car. So you really get a really intense audio experience along with the ride. Each of these vehicles weighs 7.5 tons and can move faster than you can run.
This luxury high-tech machine seats 12. Its sticker price?
Let's say that this vehicle right here is worth at least 2 or 3 Ferraris or Lamborghinis. Not quite as sexy, but it has a lot of horsepower.
16 cars go through the ride at one time. It's designed so every visitor feels like they've got the ride to themselves.
The Spider-Man attraction does something that's never been done before. We've created a 6 degree of freedom ride vehicle that moves all kind of crazy like this, as well as spinning so we can point you at specific things while it moves very quickly through a building. It's the only ride in the world that does that.
That track winds through a 1.5-acre facility, combining elaborate sets and towering movie screens projecting 3-dimensional animated film images. But it takes 3D glasses to bring the film into focus. Easy if you're sitting still, but how about if you're moving? To solve this mystery, they invented a one-of-a-kind movie screen. Working in total secrecy, the team began experimenting.
We projected on anything we could find. Shower curtains, glass, everything. We tried a million different things to try and find something. Finally, we stumbled upon the right mix of materials, the right mix of ingredients, which are secret, to create a screen material that would hold 3D.
Now they needed the movies. With so much at stake, they secretly turned to Academy Award-winning director Steven Spielberg. Working on a closed set on the back lot of Universal Studios, Spielberg oversaw every scene of the 3D animation, the centerpiece of the ride. He opted to use large format 70mm film to make the imagery richer, sharper, and more lifelike. Showing and storing these 3D movies posed another challenge. The smallest amount of dust and dirt can virtually ruin a print, and in this case, ruin the ride. Inside this secret room are one-of-a-kind projectors built just for these movies. The film is sealed inside airtight, dust-resistant, humidity-controlled cabinets, totally shielded from outside destructive forces.
This room is actually on a separate air conditioning system and a separate power system from the rest of the building. This room actually has a higher air pressure than the rest of the building, so that the air moves out of this room to carry dust and debris and any kind of contaminant away from the film.
Be able to stop it.
You mean stop us?
The film is just one element of this three-dimensional cartoon world. All the massive props and sets had to blend seamlessly so visitors never know where the film ends and the sets begin.
We actually computer-generated all of this set work using the same software that's used to generate the film imagery, and then we printed this all this scenery is printed out. This is actually a piece of canvas that's put through a huge 30-foot-long inkjet printer using the same software that's used to make the film imagery, so that the shadows are the same, the colors are the same, the textures are the same.
At one point, the vehicle suddenly takes off and streaks through the skies above New York. So what's the secret to making a 15,000-pound car fly?
To create the illusion of us rising up into the air, we combine a bunch of different things. Special effects projectors that create the illusion of buildings falling down. An actual falling building combined with a piece of film that makes it look like we're rising up into the air.
For all of the special effects, the vehicles, and the films to be timed perfectly, it takes literally hundreds of computers working together in perfect harmony. Welcome to Mission Control.
There's an overall computer system that's monitoring the location of each car. And when a car gets to a certain spot, the computer tells the scene to start playing. It tells the projectors to start, it tells the audio system to start, it tells the special effects to start, and the lighting system to start going through its things too. When all those technologies are working together properly, you should not notice any of it.
Guess that wraps things up.
The secrets of Spider-Man exposed, but the thrills will still catch you by surprise.
Say cheese. See you later.
Next up, the Human Torch, inside the secrets of surviving Universal's most dangerous live stunt show. Most people can't buy this type of thrill without signing up for military flight school. But we know the one place you can get all the same thrills without the hassle. It accelerates with the thrust of an F-16 jet fighter, blasting 0 to 40 miles per hour in just 2 seconds. In a flash, it throws 32,000 pounds of steel into total weightlessness and produces more screams per second than any thrill ride at Universal Orlando. What is it? The Incredible Hulk roller coaster. 2 minutes and 15 seconds of blistering terror. Thrill seekers rocket 100 feet into the sky, soar through 7 white knuckle rollovers, and plunge into 2 subterranean caverns. But what has people lining up to ride this coaster again and again is this. The most explosive takeoff of any thrill ride on the planet.
I don't know how they accelerate that fast.
I know, that'd be great to find out how they create that much acceleration that quick.
The secret behind the acceleration of the Hulk lies in its unique design. As it starts, the track slopes upward like a launch pad. Hidden underneath the track are 220 supercharged electric motors. The car begins its ascent, crosses a spot on the track, triggers the ignition, and sends a surge of electricity to the motors. All 220 motors ignite simultaneously. In just 2 seconds, an explosion of power hurls the car out of the tunnel like a fighter jet. The moment it clears the tunnel, the track spirals. The car goes into a complete rollover, and for a few seconds you experience the sensation of weightlessness, also known as zero G-force.
The most amazing element of the Hulk is obviously the launch and the zero-G roll at the top. There's no other roller coaster that has a zero-G roll at the top. A zero-G roll is a real gas. It's what jet pilots do when they take off from an aircraft carrier and roll their jet. It's just an incredible rush.
That incredible rush happens every minute of every day. It's only possible if all 220 motors are firing full throttle at exactly the same time. The secret to creating that perfect launch is hidden inside this room.
In here, we've got the brains of the Incredible Hulk. This is the Motor Control Center. It contains 220 motor controls. Picture being able to line up 220 race cars, have them all take off at exactly the same time, and have them all finish at exactly the same time.
Amazingly, in a single day, the Hulk uses enough electricity to light up a small town. Its secret fuel source is a mini power plant built just for this ride, and locked away only a few yards from the track. After you've survived the launch, all you can do is hold on tight for 2 minutes. Another helpful hint, don't risk eating lunch before taking this ride. You've survived the Incredible Hulk roller coaster. Now it's safe to eat. Here at Universal, it's not about one mouth to feed. It's more like thousands of hungry mouths that belong to tourists constantly on the move. It takes more than 100 different restaurants and food carts scattered throughout the grounds of Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure to satisfy all these raging appetites. Sitting down for a burger and fries sounds simple enough, but before it reaches your taste buds, it's traveled one very long and secret journey. It all starts here in Universal's master kitchen, the size of an entire city block. Ground zero for food.
You go into our walk-in refrigeration, and we have our fresh poultry, fish, meat, dairy, produce, and then you go into the freezers. We have our frozen French fries, our frozen hamburger patties, onion rings.
Bring in the food racks and break out the vats. When it's time to cook, it's for the masses. Lasagna for 8,000, minestrone soup for 4,000, chocolate layer cake for 10,000. Here, they don't measure things in ounces or teaspoons. Try pounds and pallets.
We probably use over 2,000 pounds of flour a day, close to 1,000 pounds of sugar on a daily basis. Eggs, probably in the neighborhood of around 6,000 eggs when you put them all together for all the different things we use them for, yeah. When we cut fruit around here, we can make easy 5,000 to 10,000 fruit cups a day. We sell about 10,000 hamburgers a day.
And how many French fries?
I'll tell you what, I think if we laid them end to end, they would probably circle the earth 4 times. We sell a lot of French fries.
After a quick food stop, it's back to the fun. Let your food digest while you take in one of several live shows that have made Universal famous. The most dangerous and spectacular is the stunt-filled 8th Voyage of Sinbad at the Islands of Adventure, featuring explosions, fires, and free falls. The showstopper, the one stunt everyone comes to see, is the grand finale, the 22-foot fire dive into a pool of water. 4 times each day, a performer playing the role of the evil witch Miseria is set on fire, risking his life before 1,700 stunned onlookers. The show features 8 stunt performers. Billy Golitz is one of the leads. He's been with the show for more than 2 years. His stage name is Kebab, but Human Slingshot might be more appropriate. In the opening moments of the show, Billy is snapped backwards by a huge bungee cord, hurled through the sky, and lands in a giant cargo net. It's known as a reverse bungee ratchet pull. Billy has performed this stunt more than 2,000 times.
In this area, it's Sinbad and Kebab. Take your best shot.
Oh, that was a good pull. I was really high on the net that time. Felt really good.
Between stunts, we caught up with Billy backstage.
We just finished the bungee pullback, so now I'm going to get ready to do a fire dive.
What audiences don't know is that Billy secretly doubles for the lead actress who's playing the role of the evil witch Miseria.
And now thanks to you, Chia.
And this is what they never see, the trade secrets of being a stunt double for a woman on fire. To avoid being burned, Billy dresses in layers of ice-cold fire-retardant clothing. First, he soaks a sweatshirt, then a pair of sweatpants. This layer of wet clothes is the last line of defense between Billy's skin and any flames that might leak through the outer costume.
You always want to make sure that you tuck in the top. If you leave the top out, sometimes you get a little flame that will crawl up here.
Billy repeats the cold water dunking ritual with everything from his fire-retardant socks all the way up to his head.
Get my hair all nice and wet.
He then wiggles into the evil witch Miseria's costume. But this is nothing like the one worn by the actress on stage. This outfit is made of a specially designed fire-retardant fabric called Nomax. Similar to clothing used by firefighters and race car drivers, it is designed to withstand extremely high temperatures. But there's a limit to just how long it can protect Billy from the deadly heat and flames.
After 30, 40 seconds, it'll be very dangerous. It's a 60-second burn suit. That's the maximum you can go.
The suit is carefully checked for holes or tears. Any damage could lead to third-degree burns.
Fire can go anywhere. It really can. It's very sneaky.
Once every inch of Billy's body is covered with fire-protective clothing, it's then off to the refrigerator for a tray of chilled fire gel.
It saves your skin. In the event that you're going to get a flash or a little piece of fire or something, this gel is going to protect your skin.
After he's caked himself with the fire retardant, Billy adds yet another layer of protection, a hood soaked in cold water.
Hey, in the event that I'm to get a flash, it's going to stop the fire from crawling up into my hair.
Billy dons a mask made to look like the evil witch Miseria, seals shut the costume, slides on a pair of fire-resistant gloves, and because the fire will burn at such a high degree, there is still a final layer of gel to be added. Thumbs up, it's showtime. It takes Billy nearly 15 minutes to get ready for the stunt. If all goes right, it should be over in less than 30 seconds. The switch between Miseria and her stunt double must be perfectly timed. A flash of light, the evil witch Miseria disappears, replaced by Billy, perched 22 feet above the stage. Surprisingly, he has no way to set himself on fire, so they secretly bring the fire to him. There's a pipe jutting out of the wall right behind him. An explosion on stage detonates a stream of flames that rush up the pipe and ignite his costume. In a nanosecond, Billy erupts into a ball of fire. At this temperature, he has only seconds to put out the flames. The nearest water source, 22 feet straight down. For Billy Golitz, that's fire dive number 2,248. For him, just another day at the office. For the audience, a heart-pounding rush. Still ahead, the world's first truly interactive ride. Some said it couldn't be done. The secret of how Universal created Men in Black Alien Attack.
In Hollywood, two of the most important people you've never even heard of. The Gonzo brothers. They supply the extras for movies, but instead of paying them, they make them out of cardboard. Secrets.
April 2000, Universal Studios rocked the theme park world with the opening of Men in Black Alien Attack, taking thrill rides to the next dimension. Now we take you into its secret world. Men in Black is the first fully interactive thrill ride video game. In the ultimate Hollywood fantasy, visitors get to play an MIB agent. Armed with an alien zapper, they engage in an intergalactic shootout with creatures threatening to destroy the universe. The goal is simple: score the most direct hits. The technology that makes it happen is out of this world. Developers started by transforming a ride vehicle into the ultimate PlayStation.
We put onboard gaming computers. There are 2 computers that run each vehicle, and they are smart vehicles that actually communicate with the entire building network over radio frequency modems. But this is the first time ever we've integrated a laser tag component, an interactive game component, with the ride vehicle. You're shooting an infrared beam out of the gun, which activates a sensor on the character. And on the back, you'll see green and red indicators. Green, of course, for you've scored a hit on the character, and you've missed if the red one lights up.
What makes this ride truly interactive is that visitors don't just shoot at aliens, the aliens shoot back.
They can actually zap your vehicle and cause you to spin out of control.
And if aliens aren't enough, visitors also find themselves going laser to laser with other cars.
So what happens here is the vehicles come into this tunnel and they pivot to face each other, and you zap at a target on the back of the vehicle. The more you zap at them, the more they spin.
There are nearly 130 aliens waiting to ambush you. And we're not talking the cuddly E.T. type. These are the mutant kind, aliens with attitude.
All of them, again, were kind of designed to be that fine line between funny and scary.
But there's nothing funny about how long it took to create this twisted world. Up to 1 year was spent on a single creature.
We'll start with a rendering, and then we'll break it down from there. We'll talk about muscles, skin and cosmetics, shell and skeletal structure, and break it all down on paper first. From here it goes to our sculpting department, which in turn will design these characters in 3 dimensions.
Working in total secrecy, the designers created a truly advanced life form. First, each character was given a brain, a computerized circuit board that tells them when to fire back at visitors. Next came feelings, or sensors embedded in their skin that register every hit by a laser beam. Finally, a personality, in movements and expressions unique to their character. Every single movement was tested and retested hundreds of hours before an alien was given clearance to take its battle station. Hidden in this secured room is the heart of the ride. 2 mainframe computers operating simultaneously run the entire system, including an elaborate backup that can instantly take over in the event of a computer crash.
There's over 200 individual computers, all with different functions talking to each other. Basically, we have enough computing power inside this building to run an automotive assembly plant.
And it takes every bit of that power to operate the final creature waiting to devour you. This is the giant alien bug.
This is actually the world's largest animatronic figure, about 50 feet wide, 30 feet high.
Larger than a house, the giant bug has teeth 8 feet wide, claws 20 feet long, and an attitude that won't win him many friends. The only way to destroy him is to literally enter the belly of the beast and zap him from inside. Once the ride is over, computers quickly tabulate the scores of everyone in your car and your opponent's car and declare a winner. If victory means everything for you, here's an insider secret tip for increasing your odds of winning the game.
Your guns are actually a little more accurate from farther away because the infrared is a cone that comes out of the gun. So don't shoot stuff that's close to the vehicle, aim for stuff that's farther away, and you'll have a much better chance at hitting things.
And one great advantage about this attraction, you can ride it as many times as you want and you'll never have the same experience twice. This is Seuss Landing, the most popular place in the park for the under 5 set. From the Cat in the Hat ride to the Green Eggs and Ham Cafe, you're virtually inside the pages of a Dr. Seuss book. The creation of this whimsical world holds its own secrets.
When we first began, no one had ever translated the Dr. Seuss books into a dimensional environment. Many had tried. Frankly, Dr. Seuss's widow, Audrey Geisel, wasn't really interested in talking to anybody because his world is so familiar to everybody and it's such a unique world. It's drawn in 2 dimensions and doesn't easily translate to 3 dimensions. So we took a full year and had all of our designers work and develop ideas and concepts before we showed anything to Audrey Geisel.
With her blessings, they proceeded to recreate the works of Dr. Seuss in all its strange and colorful whimsy. Part of what made this project so demanding was that every character structure, and piece of landscaping had to remain true to the Dr. Seuss style. In the storybooks, there's not a single straight line. Everything is curved and twisted. Easy on paper, but a nightmare when it comes to construction. They tried using regular building materials like drywall and steel, glass and concrete, but those were too difficult to twist in odd shapes. They had to dismiss all traditional forms of construction and invent a new way to build the attraction. The secret? A material rarely used, styrofoam. That's right, the same stuff used in disposable coffee cups.
It's real styrofoam. But we build up layer by layer, and basically then it's like taking files and saws and starting to shape it, and then we put another layer of foam on top of that and shape it again, and it takes forever to get those shapes exactly right.
Creating curved buildings is hard enough, but where did they come up with the hundreds of strangely twisted trees? The secret lies in the rubble left by one of history's greatest natural disasters.
We wanted to make sure that the whole notion of not one straight line extended into the landscaping, so that when we went to find the trees that we planted in this land, we found trees that had been bent over in a hurricane and were actually growing at an angle like that. So we bought those trees and brought them back here, and we're able to plant them so that the trees now grow like this. And the trees are every bit as Seussian as the rest of the architecture of the land.
The #1 attraction at Seuss Landing is the Carousel.
One of the most unique merry-go-rounds ever built. Every animal on the Carousel is interactive. Kids can pull on the reins and the animals animate for them.
Assembled in a secret warehouse hundreds of miles from Universal Orlando, the Carousel was the most difficult and complex ride conceived for Seuss Landing. Designers spent years and millions of dollars to create storybook creatures fitted with specially designed control levers. So, when a child pulls on the reins of a character, their head moves, their nose twitches, or their eyes wink. This footage has never been seen before. It captures the moment when more than 100 children took the Carousel for its first test ride. No surprise, the Carousel passed the test. Then came its toughest challenge. It needed the approval of Dr. Seuss's widow, Audrey, before it could go public. It took just one spin, and the Carousel was on its way to becoming the centerpiece at Seuss Landing. Next up, the creative minds at Universal faced their toughest challenge, the secret of bringing dinosaurs back to life.
Secrets.
This dinosaur is a pop legend. He's as much a marquee attraction as the man who created him, Steven Spielberg. And here's something most people don't know. Spielberg moonlights from making movies to serve as a creative consultant to Universal Studios. His imagination is the secret to the magic behind many of their attractions. But nowhere is his presence more apparent than at Jurassic Park. This attraction was based on Spielberg's blockbuster movie. But long before the film made it into neighborhood theaters, Spielberg was quietly behind the scenes designing the ride. The showpiece of Jurassic Park is the River Adventure, where you come face to face with the wonders and terror of a lost world. The journey begins by boarding a boat that travels deep into the rainforest. Within seconds, you discover hungry dinosaurs on the rampage. Suddenly you realize you could be lunch for the most fearsome creature to ever prowl the planet, T-Rex. There's only one way out, an 85-foot vertical drop, the longest, fastest, steepest water descent ever built. Your boat plunges at speeds registering 50 miles per hour before careening into a pool of water. It took over 5 years to create this ride, several secret locations in Hollywood, and a lot of money. Every detail had to be painstakingly planned. The majority of time and money was spent bringing the prehistoric stars of this attraction to life. The end result? Some of the largest characters ever created for any theme park. But these were not your run-of-the-mill movie monsters. They had to survive conditions never encountered on Spielberg's set.
Unlike the movie industry where we have to make an effect last for 15 minutes, these animated characters have to run 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. It's continual movement.
Every dinosaur is a frightening, full-scale, life-sized robot. But getting them to move like the real thing isn't easy. All of these beasts are powered by electricity, and most of them live in water. Needless to say, not a good mix. The secret? Custom-designed waterproof skins. But waterproof doesn't mean age-proof. And the skins only have a lifespan of about 12 months. Constant exposure to water and sunlight wreaks havoc. Colors fade, or even worse, the skin cracks, revealing the unsightly bolts, wires, and steel rods that hold them all together.
So occasionally the figures need to have basically a facelift.
And when skin problems erupt, who are you going to call? The dinosaur dermatologist, of course. This is Universal's top secret skin shop, a private clinic of technicians housed in an unmarked building. The competition among theme parks is so brutal that we can't even reveal its exact location. What we can say is it's in Orlando, off-park premises, and never open to the public. Everything that goes on inside this facility has been a closely guarded secret. Until now. Why all the secrecy?
Our recipe for making skins is ours alone. Through years of research and development, we've created our own special sauce.
That special sauce is one of Universal's patented recipes, and keeping it away from competitors is no simple matter. The blend of ingredients is so perfect, they keep it locked away in a secret location where cameras aren't allowed. But when there's a problem, here's what happens. Each character starts out like this, a sculpted clay figure. From there, a life-size model is built. Then a mold is made of each part of the body. When a dinosaur has a skin problem, Todd and his team pull out the appropriate mold that corresponds to the area on the creature that's damaged. They blend the ingredients of the skin, which is in a liquid form, and apply it to the mold with a brush. Although we couldn't film them mixing the secret recipe, Todd revealed one of the obvious but critical ingredients, silicone.
Gallons upon gallons upon gallons, hundreds of gallons per character.
And despite the enormous size and weight of the skins, they're as easy to put on and take off as a pair of pants.
They're attached using multiple fastening systems, zippers, Velcro, some of your items used in the clothing industry.
And putting a new suit of skin on a T-Rex is like breathing life into these extinct creatures.
Certain characters, such as T-Rex, take up to 2 years to develop and create, and they sit in our shop perfectly still for that amount of time. The first time you see your character come to life, blink, breathe, sneeze, laugh, smile, it's got to be one of the best payments in the entire world to see that come to life for the first time.
At Universal, there's one secret they do want you to know about. It's called the VIP Tour. Once reserved only for celebrities and dignitaries, this exclusive pass to the front of the line is now available to anyone willing to pay the steep price of around $120 per person. Nearly 3 times the cost of the regular admission, and when it's hot, humid, and crowded, this is as good as it gets. The logic goes like this. Most guests at Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure only get to a portion of the 40 rides and attractions. But on the VIP Tour, you're teamed up with a guide and a small group of other VIPs, and then you're treated like royalty. Back doors, exits, and hidden hallways become your secret passage into each attraction. And the best secret of all, people outside waiting in lines never know you're on a VIP tour. But there's one place even a VIP ticket won't guarantee a seat. Stage number 18 at Universal Studios. 4 o'clock every weekday, hundreds of people show up to get slimed. The Nickelodeon TV show Slime Time Live is broadcast from here and seen by millions of children every week. Hosted by Dave Azier, it's one of the hottest tickets at Universal. And is it any wonder? What kid doesn't love the sight of someone getting drenched with fluorescent green goo, known in kid circles as slime? So, how do you get on Slime Time Live? Show up, wait in line, and hope you're the lucky one selected.
We pair them up, they play games, and depending upon what happens, kids sitting in chairs get covered in slime, or sometimes I get hit right in the face with a pie.
On adult game shows, contestants compete for cash and prizes. But on this kids show, the ultimate prize is seeing your opponent get slime.
People come up to me, no matter where I am, and they ask me if they can get slime. People write me letters. They want to get slime. They want me to send them slime in the mail. People love slime.
And if they could make their own, they would. But like any precious trade secret, Universal Studios makes sure no one gets their hands on the secret formula. We went backstage on our own VIP tour to see just how this goo is made. Move over, Emerald, and meet the cordon green slime chef himself, Kevin the Gackmeister. Kevin's been making quality slime for years.
Right there. What we do is we've got a secret ingredient that we get out of this bucket right here. There it is. It's a little powder form. We put that in a bucket. Then we get some extremely hot water. Put that in the bucket. Oh, yeah. We also, like I said, flavor it with dessert-type food. And then, of course, slime is green. So we have to add some green food coloring to it.
And believe it or not, we even use a little bit of yellow. That's right. That seems to be good for the camera. And then voila, just like Grandma used to make.
Stir it up, and we've got the slime. And the next, as they say in TV land, is some good, clean fun.
I think that's a slime
Hundreds of gallons are used to tape a single episode. And if your child is lucky enough to get on the show, take heart. Slime is edible and easily comes off in the wash. Next, the hidden world behind locked gates. The secrets of what happens on the graveyard shift.
In Hollywood, two of the most important people you've never even heard of. The Gonzo brothers. They supply the extras for movies, but instead of paying them, they make them out of cardboard. Hollywood Beyond the Stars, coming up next on the Travel Channel. Sunday on Travel Channel presents. Spend an evening in the most wild and remote regions of the world. First at 8, journey deep into the Andes for a look at the richest ecosystem on the planet. At 9, visit the savage wilderness of the Kalahari and the animals that call these sands their home. Then at 10, take a trek into the jungles of southern India, where elephants and tigers still rule the land. Travel Channel presents. Sunday night starting at 8 on the Travel Channel.
First, I'm gonna go to my club and you can go to yours. And when I'm done playing, I'll call you and we can swim in Mickey's pool.
Oh, are you the cruise director?
Now, I have some plans later, so you'll be on your own. And do you mind having dinner alone tonight? After that, we can all see the show together.
On a magical Disney Cruise Line vacation, you're the director of your dreams.
Hey, aren't you glad I thought of it?
Discover uncharted magic.
Oh, next stop, Las Vegas. As performers, you ever get corns?
This is why I have corns. I tried Band-Aid. It doesn't take the corns away.
Dr. Scholl's new Ultra Slim corn removers can remove the corn with as few as 2 treatments.
Wow, 2 treatments.
Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages can't say that.
I feel relieved.
Michelin would like to remind you, there's only one safety feature on the road that actually touches the road. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
At OfficeMax, we know what it takes to succeed. Get quality printing at CopyMax. OfficeMax, you supply the ambition, we'll supply everything else.
Talk to your doctor about Zocor. Zocor, be there.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 37 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-851-3600. That's 800-851-3600 for the Wall Street Journal.
Your Benny 7, paid for, 006. You've got the best plate in the state. All you need now is a great car to hang it from. That's why we built the Autos channel on OSO.com. It's the best online source for car shopping in Rhode Island. We've got thousands of used cars for you to browse from dealers all over southeastern New England. Just tell us the make and model you're looking for, and we do the rest. You can research new cars too on OSO, from the real dealer invoice to the best leasing deals. You can even sell your old car for free. OSO.com. Drive what you're looking for in Rhode Island.
Cox Communications and KFC present Cox Communications Day at Six Flags New England in Agawam, Mass. on August 14th. Look inside your cable bill and you'll find a coupon good for $12 off admission to New England's family theme park and water park, Six Flags. Coupons are also available at participating KFC locations. For one admission price, you'll ride all the rides, including Superman, Batman, and the incredible Island Kingdom Water Park. $12 off coupon, good only on August 14th. Cox Communications Day at Six Flags New England.
Hello, Meteor.
Hello, Meteor.
Have you heard about the website called Discovery.com?
Discovery.com is my guidebook for life. I learned how to plant an herb garden, train my dog, and cure my dandruff.
I learned that most meteors burn up in Earth's atmosphere. Ah! The atmosphere! Ah!
Ah! The atmosphere! Ah!
We're back with more Travel Channel secrets.
One of the best-kept secrets at Universal Orlando happens after the guests go home. The final screams of the night. The Hulk roller coaster shuts down. The shops and restaurants close their doors. Behind the scenes, the T-Rex goes to sleep. Exhausted guests head for the exits. And employees head for the wardrobe facility. There, the costumes they've worn all day are collected and shipped off-site. All 2 tons of it to be cleaned. At Universal, closing time means starting time for the army of employees who work the graveyard shift. A secret world visitors never see. First order of business, security guards search the grounds for visitors who might be trying to extend their good time.
Sweeping through the park, essentially starting at the back of the park and just casually walking and ensuring that all the guests are out of restrooms or food facilities as they walk up towards the entrance to the park.
Once the sweep is complete, employees race the clock to get the 840 acres ready to reopen. They have just 9 hours. It's the invasion of the cleaning crews. A force of 120 janitors fan out, washing, waxing, and steam blasting their way through the parks. In a single week, they'll wear out 40 mops and go through 250 gallons of cleaner. But the real secret to keeping the theme park looking brand new every day, they touch up the paint every night. In the kitchen, they're whipping up a storm. It takes hundreds of people working round the clock to feed thousands of hungry visitors who will descend on the park the next day.
Okay, that's good.
There's activity everywhere, but the most crucial and top secret operation goes on every night on every ride.
These are critical inspections to assess the condition of the ride as they occur throughout the operating day and to make any necessary adjustments before we reopen for the guests to the next day.
Crews inspect miles of track by hand, run hundreds of vehicles through diagnostic checks, and hoist boats out of the water, scrutinizing them from stem to stern. At the same time, the animated characters shed their skins for a thorough examination by a team of specialists.
They'll have a portion of their skin removed. They will actually have a lot of the internal components that are examined. And since we don't have a laparoscope, we actually end up, some of the figures are actually literally cut open, very similar to a human being, in order to access their innards.
You know, you get pretty intimate with the dinosaurs. You have to inspect it thoroughly inside and out, and you know all the characteristics of each dinosaur and different idiosyncrasies having to do with their different personalities.
As morning rapidly approaches, things are heating up at the wardrobe facility. 500,000 costumes are clean, organized, and back on the racks when the first day shift employees begin arriving. Nothing ever gets lost or misplaced. The secret?
All of our garments are barcoded and they are scanned so that we at any given time know where any single piece of wardrobe is as far as its location.
With a swipe of an employee's specially coded ID card, computers locate the individual costume issued to each employee, ensuring that the person who plays Popeye doesn't come out dressed like olive oil. But clothes aren't the only things that need to be maintained. There's acres of grass to be mowed and thousands of plants to trim, all before the park opens.
The employees that work here through the night finish off in the morning as the next day guest arrives. So it's kind of an endless cycle of the guests coming and enjoying the park during the day and this army of employees that come out each and every night to clean and maintain the park. 365 days a year, 7 days a week, we never close.
9 o'clock a.m. The gates open. A rejuvenated T-Rex greets the day with a roar. The paint glistens in the Florida sun. The smell of theme park food fills the air. And there's no sign of the secret crew who made it all happen. It's another day at Universal Orlando, and the fun begins again. The real magic of how it all happens has stayed a secret until now.